Hello, welcome to Squishy Vision, where I am going to quickly do a reaction video to Marvel Television. Oh crap, it's back! Marvel Television's Agatha All Along. I've forgotten about the fact that they brought back the Marvel Television label. Um, that's worth a discussion at some point. I guess it's interesting. I guess is a thing. It's like, what does that mean in the large scheme of things? Because they were so desperate to kind of bring these two properties into like one whole label, never split it. That's a discussion I'm not gonna have actually right now because I can't really be bothered. Um, but this is a spin-off that I don't entirely know anyone really wanted. In fact, that should be my caption. I'm gonna change that as my caption. Just so I can clickbait people here more. This was announced, I think, pretty soon after WandaVision ended. I think also so was Vision Quest. Both really like confusing choices of spin-offs when you got the whole like all of like Marvel to explore, and you're just choosing. Why is it darker on this side? What did I do? You got all of like Marvel to explore, and you're trying to like explore these characters that you've already explored in like one show instead of moving on. So I question the need to kind of explore Agatha as a character, but it's happening, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how much of this kind of continues the WandaVision plotline, how much is original. Honestly, I don't know if actually we've been told too much about kind of what this series is actually exploring, because obviously we knew what going in, and WandaVision was meant to be a sequel of. We knew vaguely what WandaVision was about. You know, there were definitely like comic book inspirations that were pretty obvious. And you know, like even though it didn't end up having Mephisto in it, there was still a lot of like House of M inspirations, and there was a lot of ways to kind of like speculate. But with this, not a bit less clear. So I have limited amount of time. It's almost 5, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do the Captain America one, which probably is gonna have a bit more kind of discussion about. So let's jump straight into our reaction of this show. Oh, my headphones need a quick restart.
Another beautiful day.
Surprised to see you out here, Detective. Jane Doe. Found her down here by the water.
Cause?
Blunt force trauma.
What happened to you? I have a lead in the case, but I can't shake this feeling I'm seeing it wrong.
Is this really how you see yourself?
That witch is gone, leaving you trapped in her distorted spell. Claw your way out.
I miss the glory days.
She took every bit of power I had, but I can beat that witch again.
Well, the gang's all here. Let's hit the road.
I'm gonna walk the witch's road.
The road is a death wish.
Join me.
What witch in her right mind would join Agatha Harkness's coven?
Not looking for right-minded witches, as it happens.
Sweetheart, you okay? Oh my God! Whoa, what's she doing?
Huh. Spoopy, I guess. I mean, it's a very well put together trailer. Don't get me wrong. I get the vibe they're going for sure. Which is kind of, I guess, horror comedy. I guess that's what the genre is, and so they're trying to horror comedy. And then the plot's obvious. It's Agatha breaking out of the situation that Wanda put her in, which was basically to kind of make her one of her characters that condemn her into that kind of prison and to pick up all her powers and just reclawing herself. Reclawing herself back to her from her glory. Do I bring up a cast list? So we should probably have a cast list open. Agatha all along. But also, when is this set? Oh, okay. Right, never mind. There's been people on Twitter commenting that that teenager with black hair was one of WandaVision's children. I'm like, well, they can't be grown up yet, right? But Wikipedia has clarified that that's not actually the case. That's someone called Billy Kaplan, who is a character Wiccan, who's another Young Avenger. So we're building more Young Avengers, but Wiccan is not. Oh no, Wiccan is. Oh no, Billy is. What? Oh, it is Billy. Never mind. Okay, so Wiccan is. Okay, there's a whole bunch of comic book mess here, where this is Wiccan, this is not Billy Maximoff, but this is Billy Kaplan, but Billy Kaplan is a reincarnation of Billy Maximoff, so it's one of those weird. And Billy is Scarlet Witch's son, but not Scarlet Witch's son. Kinda, sort of. Okay, right. I understand now. It's a different character, but the same character. And I wonder if the show's going to explore. Okay, anyway, so we have Catherine Hahn as Agatha Harkness, trying to form a new coven of witches. We have Joe Locke as Billy Kaplan. We have Sashia Zamata as Jennifer Kale. Aliana as Alice Wu, Gulliver, Paul Allenstein in an undisclosed role, Miles Gutierrez, Riley in an undisclosed role, Okwi Okpakawasili in an undisclosed road. You have Deborah Jo Rupp as Sharon Davis, who was one of the residents in WandaVision. She was playing Mrs. Hart, but she's also a witch, which wasn't explored in that show. So it's like, well, why was there a witch around, and why did she not make a presence known in WandaVision? Patti LuPone as Lila Caldera, another witch, and then Aubrey Plaza, who I think I recognize actually in this as another witch. There's a whole bunch of witches, and there's people reprising their roles from. So we see Agatha here in the kind of role of a detective, which presumably is kind of one of the personas that Wanda's trapped her in.
Cause?
Blunt force trauma.
And then, I guess, so we see his body, and it's clear someone who's used a dark hold because it's got the distinct dark hold hand markings on. And later on, I don't know what those cards on the body on the morgue mean because I'm not familiar with it, but that seems to suggest that this is Wanda's body somehow appeared here.
I have a lead in the case, but I can't shake this feeling I'm seeing it wrong.
So she's still, and see here, Westview branch. So she seems to live in Westview, and she's basically there's hair at my eyes, continuing to investigate, and obviously Wanda's name appears. So this is suggesting this is Wanda's body that's kind of haunting her.
Is this really how you see yourself?
Yeah, but then that's Aubrey Plaza as Rio Vidal. So presumably she's the witch who helps Agatha break out of this kind of curse.
That witch is gone, leaving you trapped.
God, I hate seeing bodies, but even horror, because I'm always convinced that they're gonna just like pop out at you, and burst up, and it just makes me very nervous. So hope that's not what happens in this. Hope that's not what happens in this, because I'll be very upset.
In her distorted spell. Claw your way out.
And then obviously she's going through all of her kind of WandaVision personas. And that's very Wicked Witch of the West kind of crawl out. And then she's pretty much like redoing her whole WandaVision persona there. So it's a cool effect, having her in black and white, but everyone else in colour, and the light swing behind her. It's very good. And here we see the new Wanda television title card, in case you were interested, but obviously the Agatha version.
I miss the glory days. She took every bit of...
There's definitely like a lot of like witchy horror, modern horror, like 1890s like psychological vibes going on here. But we kind of get Agatha's, and this is presumably in Westview, and Agatha's kind of like motive here, which is to become the witch that she was.
The power I had, but I can be that witch again.
But then you got, it's weird. They're definitely still playing around, I think, with like the genre and aesthetics, because like scenes like what's
It's the glory days.
like this shot here is like something out of late 90s, early 2000s horror.
Took every...
But then something like this shot is like straight out of early 2000s children's horror, with the kind of like LED luminescent blue glow. Just rearranging my chat thing on here so you can see the chat if it appears. Luminescent kind of blue.
Be that witch again.
And then you got the more kind of like gory, bloody, like violent horror imagery, such as this character who I am not looking forward to having to see on screen. And then the typical Marvel quipisms.
Well, the gang's all here. Let's hit the road.
Marvel. And then we're kind of getting a look at all the witches who are basically forming the main kind of characters here. Which is, I don't know them all. Obviously, I recognize Aubrey Plaza, who we just saw. Recognize Debris, Joe Rupp, and I can probably identify which one of those was Joe Locker's Billy Kaplan. When is this show's actually release date? Does it say at the end? This holiday season, this Halloween season, which is apparently September the 18th. So how many episodes is that? So have they said how many episodes we're meant to be having? So it's 2 episodes premiere on September the 18th, and then 7 more episodes for a total of 9. That will end on November the 6th. So if we September the 18th is a Wednesday. So episode 3 will be on the 25th. Episode 4 will be on the 2nd of October. 5 will be on the 9th. 6 will be on the 16th. 7 will be on the 23rd. And then, so the penultimate episode will be released on the 30th. I mean, it says September the 18th. That might be American time. So for Britain, it might very well be October 31st. Actually, are those the release dates on Agatha's? On the Wonders? No. Okay, I was gonna say those like the episode release dates, but they're not.
Here, let's hit the road.
So yeah, the penultimate episode, the episode for the finale, will basically be on the 30th of October, maybe the 31st, depending on where you are in the world. Which is probably by design. It kind of would have felt maybe more appropriate if it either began or ended on the 31st, but perhaps not. I do remember there was a lot of speculation that WandaVision was meant to be timed so that it would end up having a Halloween special, and we did have an episode set at Halloween, but annoyingly wasn't actually released at Halloween. I think it was released like later on in the new year. So hopefully this isn't as equally frustrating as that.
I'm gonna walk the witch's road.
And I guess this is kind of like, this might be the full 9-episode plot, or it might be one of the episodes plot, but certainly Teaser wants us to believe that walking the witch's road is kind of like the journey of the journey we're seeing here.
The death wish. Join me.
What witch in her right mind
And then, obviously,
would join Agatha Harkness's coven?
we've got like set pieces that are meant to like invoke spiritual, scary, spooky, occult kind of things. Bodies doing weird movements, jerky movements, floating, all that kind of like horror stuff. Some kind of typical like Marvel visuals. In the words of Snyder, the delivery of the fun kind of element of the trailer. The trailers always follow a pattern, and this is kind of the big selling visual spectacle part of it. And then we get kind of this. It's fascinating how consistent trailers are, isn't it? I imagine there is a bit of dialogue missing here, because I don't think what the character just said is worthy of a dramatic gasp. So there's probably a line missing somewhere there.
Not looking for right-minded witches, as it happens.
And then more of that kind of like freaky visuals. The kid. I grew up watching Courage the Cowardly Dog, and that like tormented me for the rest of my life. And I feel like that's like not done much in kind of preparing me for roles like this, because I just can't like get out of that like trauma of like things like these visuals here.
Sweetheart.
And then continuing the whole motif, we have the contortionist body. Something which, as someone who like really doesn't like bone snapping as a kind of thing, it always like kind of freaks me out. Like I have like my own trauma with bone injuries that I don't like being reminded of. So visuals like this is kind of just less of this, please. But so I have a feeling I personally am not going to have a fantastic time watching this show. I might have to like scrub through it and be like, where are the jump scares and everything. But I don't know who this show is for actually, because if you're not into horror, this is going to be too horrifying. And if you're into horror, this is going to be too sanitized. So there's this weird kind of middle ground where I'm not quite sure who it's appealing to. But
You okay?
like less of that, you know.
Where's she going?
and obviously leaning into the purple vibe of Agatha's kind of whole deal. So yeah, that was my reaction to Agatha all along. We have limited time, so we're going to move rapidly on. I'm going to go set up my stream now to react to the Captain America Brave New World, I think it's called, because they were like, we can't call a film New World Order with the current political climate. So let's change call it Brave New World, because Barbara Cowards, I guess, in that respect. I mean, I feel like he would have invoked more commentary if you call it New World Order, but hey, what do I know? I'll go set up that stream and we'll be back. Hopefully it shouldn't take me too long to turn around, maybe in the next 3 minutes. So see you all for a short.